The woman in today's video has finally decided that she wants to settle down and build a life with one guy. But the thing is, she hasn't made the best decisions in the past, which is really starting to have an effect on her life. Anyway, without wasting any more time, we're gonna get into today's video to see what this is all about. So let's get into the mess.
Wait, so I want to jump off. You said you got a reservation with yourself?
Yeah, I'm taking myself. Well, I do have a business where that's why I got interested in your show. Because I have a small business where I help people plan their date nights, proposals, and small intimate weddings. So when I seen this, it really got my attention because that's kind of sort of what I do on the person side, not like virtually, obviously.
Wait, I'm confused. Well, my show is about finding love. Are you looking for a man?
So I get the people who are already in love. And
okay,
I set up
but I'm trying to figure out, are you looking for love?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into your business.
Yeah.
Just so you know, Kendra was a little confused because before all this woman said she was getting ready to take herself out on a date, which is what she was getting ready for.
Say what?
Unfortunately, we don't know how that date turned out, so we can only hope that it went well.
What's your name, baby?
I'm Charisma.
What is it?
Charisma.
Charisma?
Yes.
Charisma, where you calling us from?
Detroit, Michigan.
Your hair is laid, honey.
I just colored it and got it done, so I'm taking myself out. Thank you.
You taking yourself out on a date tonight?
You gotta date yourself.
Okay, I feel that. Where are you going?
I'm in Detroit, so they have like this little place downtown called Shelby, and it's like inside of an old bank.
Okay, she's taking herself out on a date. Charisma, Detroit. How old are you?
I am 31.
31. You have any kids?
I do have kids.
Okay, so they did go into it a little more, so don't mind me, but why does going out on your own have to be labeled as a date? Why can't we just call it what it is, which is eating alone?
No kids.
No. I said I do have kids.
How many kids?
I have 4 boys.
4 boys. How old are your boys?
I have an 8-year-old, 2 5-year-olds, and a 1-year-old.
Oh, it's a whole family.
How do you have 2 5-year-olds? Or twins?
Yes.
Okay, and a 1-year-old. Same dad?
No.
How many dads?
I have 3, Kendra.
3 dads. So why are you not with the 1-year-old dad?
The truth or a lie? Which one?
The truth.
It was a one-night stand.
A one-night stand and you got pregnant?
I did.
Why can't it ever just be with the same dad? Why do people love to make their lives complicated like this? Maybe I'm set to lazy mode, but I want my life to be as easy as possible, and these setups always sound way too complicated for me to want to deal with. Having a child from a one-night stand is wild. If she doesn't believe in getting abortions and all that, that's fair enough. But if that's the case, she should be using protection so shit like this doesn't happen. Not only is it crazy to have a child for some dude you don't even know, it also reveals the fact that she goes raw with guys she's probably just met. And with all the HIV stories going around at the moment, this is the sort of person I'd want to stay away from.
Do y'all co-parent well?
No.
Well, I guess you can't be mad at him because you didn't know.
Not mad. No, right. Not mad at all. He made a decision that he didn't want to be involved, and I made a decision that I wanted to keep my child.
Ooh, child. Well, you can still keep him liable for child support.
You can, but I mean, here's the thing about that. As a woman, that's the first thing they expect us to do. Or
the child support's not about you though; it's about the child.
It's not, but then that's a whole different kind of conversation. So if a man say he doesn't want a baby, a lot of men feel like if they don't want a baby, they don't feel like they should be financially responsible or involved, right?
She's not wrong.
I don't care what you feel like. The baby.
Me either. Yeah, me either. I mean,
both of you guys set yourself up for that predicament, right? So how old was he? I'm assuming he wasn't underage. He knows what happens when you have sex without condoms. And I'm not even saying he has to be in a child's life. I think he should man up to his responsibilities. But child support is about giving your child a better opportunity. 2 incomes are always better than 1, right? So right. I wouldn't look at it like from your perspective, look at it from the child's perspective. At the end of the day, he helped you raise the child. Granted, he didn't want to be a father, but he helped you create the baby. And so that it is what it is.
Yeah, it's not about perspective to me because at the end of the day, I'm taking care of my child.
The bottom line is, she shouldn't be out there having kids with men who she doesn't know will stick around. Now, of course, we don't know what her financial situation is or anything like that, but I'm gonna assume that everyone's life would be much easier if there was a stable father in the picture.
So,
Okay. Well, let's keep going. Why are you not
Yeah.
with the twins' father?
See, that's the part of your show that I always be concerned about. And I get nervous because of myself too, because, you know, stuff happens with people and it could be going great. And then when a child come along, people can change based on how they feel or how they are with responsibility to that new phase of life. So it just didn't work out.
She doesn't really go much into what happened between her and the man she had twins for, but it might even be the case that they weren't even together and it was just a hookup thing. But let's keep listening.
So there's the deal. As a woman, I know how to ask guys question because I'm a woman. So a lot of times the things that I want to know, I can speak from a woman's perspective. When I try to talk to the women, because I'm assuming you're here for a man, right?
Right.
I like to ask the questions I think are important to guys.
I get you.
Men would like to know, like, okay, if I'm going to deal with this woman and she has 3 children's dads, what was that circumstance? So I can see before I add myself to her. So that's why I'm asking about that. You do have 2 kids, 3 kids under the age of 5. Your oldest is 8?
Yes.
This is what I'd be thinking about if I was to get with a woman who already has kids. And like I've said before, not all single moms are created equal. For me, there's a difference between someone who was married, had kids, and her husband died or their marriage failed, and someone like this, who's letting just about anyone shoot up the club then disappear into the night. The woman in this video seems reckless with how she lives her life, but now she's looking for some guy to step into the picture and clean up whatever mess this is.
All right, this is Charisma, Detroit. She's an Aries, an event planner, 31. She has 4 boys, actually, 8 2-year-old twins, 5-year-old twins, and a 1-year-old. What kind of man you looking for?
So far, I haven't been picky.
Yeah, sounds like it.
So maybe that's my issue.
You said you have not been picky?
I haven't.
Okay, so now you want to be picky. So tell me what you desire now.
As far as
I agree. She hasn't been picky at all. But as I just said, all of a sudden, she wants someone to come in and deal with her and her 4 boys.
Obviously, I don't mind dating someone who has kids.
Okay.
And I would prefer someone who is a full-time parent, not like a weekend parent or something like that.
So you want somebody that already has kids that's a full-time parent?
Yes.
Okay. So you want somebody, so does that mean the kids live with them already?
It could be either or.
Okay. Okay, what else?
I'm not really picky. I'm okay with people being from different backgrounds and accepting them for who they are. Respectable people. Obviously, if I have sons, someone that could be a possible decent male role model and male figure. But
okay, are you picky when it comes to ethnicity? Does he have to be a certain race?
No, I haven't dated outside of my race, but I'm not picky with that either.
Okay, so he doesn't have to be. So he doesn't have to be black.
No.
Do you have any strong deal breakers?
Lying, people that don't take care of their children. Okay. I'm not a big smoker or drinker, so I'm not truly against it, but I would prefer not to. What else? If you've been a murderer or serious felonies, like that kind of stuff, obviously. But other than that, no, I'm very open-minded.
Even now, she's not really picky about who she gets with, but that's exactly how she landed her ass in this situation. Even though she has some standards for what she wants in a partner, it doesn't seem like she vets them for long enough to really get to know them at all.
We put limitations on the type of people that we involved ourselves with. Sometimes I would get it for like if you don't want to be involved in criminal activity or something like that, but I feel like we should give different people a chance.
Okay, so no criminal activities under the right circumstance?
No criminal activities.
Oh, I thought we should give them a certain chance. I got confused.
No. I'm just saying we should allow different type of people. So if I just say, hey, I only want a tall guy, I only want this, da-da-da-da. What if the person that I'm supposed to be with is actually short or big or whatever? And they might be good for me, but I overlook them because of my preferences.
I get that there are some superficial things you can overlook when you're looking for someone to do life with, but the important ones have been completely ignored by her up until now.
So when was your last relationship?
I've never seriously been in a relationship, like a committed one. I've had the situationships, and yes, I do have children, but it wasn't because they were like committed relationships.
Wow. Now it makes sense.
So all the guys that you have kids by, I know the last one you said it was a one night stand. What about the 5-year-old dad?
I didn't require a relationship. I just wasn't interested in it myself. I didn't know if that's what I really wanted.
And is that true for the 5-year-old's father too?
I tried with him, but he was like a mom's boy, like a mama boy.
Okay.
Whatever. And
so
I'm like,
so the 8-year-old father, you didn't require a relationship with him either?
no, we tried. We weren't compatible.
I was only guessing earlier when I said she probably wasn't in a relationship with the guy she has twins for. But for that to actually be the case for all the men she had children for is crazy. If she wasn't interested in having a relationship with these men, why did she think it'd be a good idea to have kids for them? It's like some people don't even think about how the things they do today can affect the quality of their lives tomorrow. I remember when I was back in school and some girl was trying to get me to go raw. But even back then, I knew it'd be a bad idea and could derail my life in all sorts of ways.
So what does try mean? Because
we dated, and we tried to do the relationship thing, but I wasn't interested.
So are you interested now?
Yes, I am interested in trying a relationship, trying to have a committed relationship, because I just wasn't interested in it before.
Wonder what changed your mind?
You know what? I understand that to a certain degree, right? Your first child, I get it. But I'm wondering why, after you had a baby the first time, why the next 2 men you had children with, it wasn't, at least for you, a requirement for a relationship.
Now, after all these situationships, she wants to get into a relationship and saddle some new guy with all this responsibility.
Nope, absolutely not.
Even though she said she's open to dating a man who already has children, blending families together like that isn't always an easy thing to do, especially when both parents have different parenting styles.
Could you say that again? Was the child a requirement for the relationship?
No, what I'm saying is, listen, we all do life, right? And nobody's perfect, so it's not necessarily a judgment cast, but I'm curious because you're saying you have 4 children and you're being honest that you didn't require a relationship with any of the children's dads. You have 3 different dads. So my question is, after you had a baby by your first child's father, the child now is 8, why didn't you get in mode before I have another child, I need to at least be in a relationship? Why wasn't it a requirement with any of the children's fathers, but now you want to make it a requirement for a relationship?
Now you're asking the right questions.
No, it's not. I'm not making it a requirement now, like saying that, oh no, it gotta be this way, because obviously if I've done it in the past, but you have experiences and you learn from your experiences. When I was dating, whether or not it got serious or not, during that time I had a child, I chose to be more responsible in my decisions of having the child or whatever. Because most people be like, oh, have an abortion or whatever like that. But at the time, my choice, my personal choice, or whether or not me and the father agreed, we decided to have a child. And then after that, yeah, of course, you may not want to make the same mistake again, but sometimes you can't control every single aspect of life. And then once you go through life, if it happens again, per se, like I had another child, no, I wasn't planning on being in a situation again where we weren't a family and we weren't committed to each other. But
well, let me ask you this. Were you guys using protection? Was it an accident, like you got pregnant, or was you not on the birth control?
With my twins, yeah, I used the condom, took a Plan B, all that stuff. I mean, some stuff just supposed to happen.
Even though she wasn't planning on having children again, when it came to her second baby daddy, that's exactly what happened because she was reckless. And even though there's no way for me to prove this, I don't buy for a second that she used condoms and Plan B with that guy. I just don't believe it. To me, it just seems like she was, and still is, coasting through life with no real plan or idea of what's coming next. This sort of lack of intentionality is a massive red flag to me, and she seems like the kind of person who'll make your life more difficult before anything else. And like she said, you can't control every single aspect of life because some shit's just out of your hands, but you have much more control than what she's implying. She didn't just randomly wake up pregnant one day. She made choices and did things that led to that, and these things she did have control over. Now that she's older, her priorities are starting to change, and that could be happening for a variety of reasons. Is she struggling to find someone she thinks is worthy? Has raising 4 boys become too much to handle? Or is she just sick and tired of doing this alone? Who knows? But whatever it is, it all could have been avoided if better decisions were made earlier on in her life.
At that point. So I'm not going to be like, oh, I can never try to date again because I had kids. And sometimes that's how dating is. When they look at you because you have children, it's like, okay, well, you got kids and this, that. Or people feel like your decisions on why you had your children.
Absolutely. The decision that led to a woman having kids with a man makes a difference because it tells you a lot about a person and how they run things in their life. And sure, people can change over time, but in this woman's case, her last child is only 1. And from how she's talking in this video, it doesn't seem like she's changed all that much.
So let me ask you this. You said you couldn't control. Moving forward, will you require a commitment before sex?
Yes.
So
not like personal commitment, like I'm dating more with purpose, basically.
Well, no, I don't think it's a bad requirement for a woman to say, if I'm sleeping with you, I'm your girlfriend.
No, that's not bad at all. But I mean, I'm an adult, so I got needs and wants and stuff too. So I'm not.
So I'm asking. Okay, well, let's jump into this question fast. When was your last relationship? Was it because you didn't? Oh, so you never was in a relationship?
Right, I was saying I never been in a serious.
Right. Okay. So when was the last time you was intimate with a person?
It's been about 3 months.
3 months. So okay. So it's fair to say that you're still willing to have sex without a commitment.
That's fair to say.
See, she's still looking to just hook up with guys. And just like she's done in the past, she'd probably do it without protection. I get that she has needs. I mean, we all do. But you can't always let your primal nature run your life. After all, that's how you land your ass in situations like this.
I think if you want to be in a relationship, that should be your new rule. Because now, and this should be a rule for any woman, because what happens is this, and it's only if you have a requirement of a relationship. There are some women who are just getting it in. They don't want a relationship. They want to have fun. That's what they are. More kudos to you. But you'll see there's tons of men that will have sex with you.
Well, that's the easy part.
Right. But there's not tons of men always that are willing to commit in a relationship with you. And if having a relationship is important, maybe just try it out and say, if I can't be your girlfriend, I can't have sex with you.
But do you think that's what it is?
Absolutely. You're
100%. You think that, okay, of course, when you're dating someone, you
wouldn't have the kids you have right now if that was your requirement.
Kendra's right. There are loads of guys out there who'd be more than happy to give her the Bane back-breaking treatment, but once they're done, she'll never hear from them again. And to be fair, this might be fine for her, but seeing as she's on this show, some part of her is looking for something more. Even though a woman having kids will make a lot of guys reconsider getting with her, there are still plenty of men who will. But if she wants to get some kind of stability in her life, she's gonna have to change how she approaches things. Because from what I can see, this just isn't working out.
Not necessarily true.
Okay,
I'm personally saying that I was not in a relationship or interested in a relationship at that time. I was young, having fun, whatever. My goal wasn't, hey, I'm ready to do this at that moment. That's just wasn't my personal interest. But during that time of maturity, okay, hey, yes, regardless if I had children or not, I just wasn't mature enough for a relationship. Now that I've had the experience, it's like, okay, hey, yes, I'm considering this. These are the things that I'm interested in now. It doesn't matter if I was interested in being sexually active or not. It doesn't matter if that what it was. It's just that wasn't my interest at the time.
I don't get how you can't be mature enough for a relationship but mature enough to have kids. That just doesn't make sense to me, but maybe her priorities are just different. While having certain experiences in life can help you grow, a lot of the time, it's better to learn from the mistakes of others so you don't have to repeat them. I can only hope that she or someone in her life is teaching her boys to make better decisions when it comes to having kids with people they don't really know or not in a stable relationship with, and preferably married.
Well, the reason why it should matter is because now you're single looking for another guy to enter your life, and he got to accept you with 4 boys. And he also has to be like, okay, you have 4 boys. I'm quite sure they're beautiful boys and they're blessings. But because you didn't require commitment from any of your 3 baby daddies, you're looking for a new guy to sign up and join life.
No. See that, and that's the way, I think that's the way guys think.
That is how we think. And if you are looking to get with someone and build a life with them, you should care about how guys see things. If men didn't care about the things women looked for, they wouldn't be getting any action at all.
I'm starting to think.
Well, don't you want to hear what guys think? You looking for a guy or a woman?
No, but when you say it that way, it does sound very negative.
Well, that's the way guys. What you just said, that's the way.
Yeah, it is. That is exactly the way they perceive.
And the reason, let me tell you this: the reason why guys think this way, and I dig deeper with it. Any real man is going to be a provider,
right?
So his mindset is, am I willing to provide for you
and the children
that comes with it? And that's the kind of man you would want to acquire.
Whether it's negative or not, that's just how things are. We're not living in Disney World, and to be honest, without the luxury of technology and the modern way of living today, it'd be pretty much hell most of the time.
Right. So any real man is thinking about that. That's why sometimes some men say, I don't want women with children or multiple men. And then also he has to say, I don't know the situation with your 3 baby daddies. Are they cool? Are they going to give me drama? Am I going to be arguing with 3 different men? So
it's too much.
Whether you want to accept it or not, you do got to understand the guy's perspective when he comes into your world.
I do. And I totally understand what you're saying.
Right. And that's so, I mean, listen, life is here. You know, I'm quite sure, like I said, you have 4 beautiful boys and we can move forward. I'm not even saying there's not a man that won't sign up for that.
Right.
But you do got to acknowledge why there would be caution for certain men who would not be willing to sign up for that.
The whole situation with a woman and her baby daddies is something that I'd always think about if I was gonna get with a single mom. You don't know who these dudes are, how involved they want to be, and as Kendra mentioned, the potential drama they could be bringing into your life. People like to get mad at men when they say they don't want to date single moms, but why would someone sign up for all this when he can find someone who doesn't come with all this noise?
Totally understandable, and people have their own preferences.
Gotcha. But so moving forward, I guess the question that kind of got us here, you don't think it's important to make it a requirement to be in a relationship before sex?
No, I didn't say that.
Okay.
I said that I know from me, myself, and my experiences that that's what I'm looking for now.
Okay. Since the last 3 months, because 3 months ago, you were still on that.
Kendra.
I'm just trying to understand.
But what I'm saying, because it's like, it's nothing wrong with being an adult and being sexually active and protecting yourself and enjoying yourself or whatever. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having children. There's nothing wrong with dating when you have children. There's nothing wrong with whatever. But at the end of the day, it's just what you are on at that time.
Kendra has no chill, man, but she's right. This lady did say she was looking for something serious, but just a few months ago, she was getting her cheeks clapped by a guy she didn't need or want commitment from. And the way things ended in this clip, it still sounds like she can't restrain her primal urges when it comes to sex.
At this time, I said, hey, I'm looking for something more serious and I want to behave in a certain manner. And that's what it is. Because I can be like, okay, the first thing men say, like I've seen on this show since I've been watching this week, if a woman has children and she'd be like, okay, well, I want to abstain until I get married. They're like, well, why you want to abstain with me when you already have children? But what's wrong with change or, you know, just trying out something?
What he's saying, because what that guy's perspective is, so basically you want to give me requirements that you didn't give the last guy that you, and not even, and in your case, not the last guy, the last 3 guys.
Kendra.
Well, we speaking factual, right?
Kendra.
So no, you trying to, because I think what's happening is you're not understanding the guy's perspective of why that would be crazy.
I understand. I'm very open-minded. I understand people's perspective. I can talk about it. It's not a problem.
Let me ask you this. Why do you want a committed relationship now?
Because I haven't experienced it. So I'm interested in having the experience. I want to be in love. I want to be married. I want to try it. But like I said, you have to develop that, even the idea of wanting it. You can't just jump into it.
So why do you want that idea now?
Why do I want it now?
Yeah.
I'm older and I'm mature enough.
There's nothing wrong with change. I mean, we all change over time, but when it comes to sex and relationships, guys do look at things through this lens. It also doesn't help that there are plenty of stories out there of men who've accepted the fact that a woman's changed and maybe wants to wait until marriage to get intimate, only to find out that she's still getting it in with her ex or someone else from her past. Even though I don't think this woman makes the best decisions when it comes to men and having kids, honestly, she seemed quite pleasant and not unhinged like some of the people Kendra's interviewed in the past. Anyway, what do you guys think? Do you think she'll find a guy to sign up for her and her 4 kids? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button. It makes a bigger difference than you think.